Hi property people, and welcome to Property Insight. On today's episode, we will start with some facts and data about the industrial and manufacturing sector as the strongest backbone of the Indonesian economy. Back in 2022, the industrial sector, excluding oil and gas, have contributed to 16.5% to the overall Indonesian GDP. That is a great number since it's the highest contributor among all sectors of the economy. In the past 10 years, the Indonesian government have accelerated the construction of various infrastructure projects across the archipelago, including power plants, toll roads, and ports. And industrial estates do require reliable access and infrastructure to support the manufacturing and distribution activities. We can see right here on the map that let's focus on Java, because we can see from this picture right here that the future infrastructure developments are indeed outspread. These initiatives are done to encourage investment by reducing the cost of transportation and thus facilitating easier and cheaper investments. In the past 10 years, there indeed has been a resurgence of new industrial estates in Java. Outside the Java island, more are under construction as well. For that specific reason, we have identified and analyzed the impact of these industrial estates on local residential prices and inquiries. Specifically, we have analyzed the major areas of industrial estates across Java, such as Cikarang, Karawang, Batang, Kendal, Demak, Gresik, Sidoarjo, and Mojokerto. These cities are located in West Java, Central Java, and East Java areas. Property people, we can see right here on this colorful graph that it shows the demand for industrial space within these selected cities as mentioned before from our database. Overall, the demand is concentrated in West Java. In 2022, almost 55% of the total demand came from this province. With many large-scale industrial estates being developed, the West Java areas are still the most sought after due to their potential. West Java also benefits from its proximity to infra assets, such as access to the Tanjung Priok Seaport and Soekarno-Hatta International Airport. It will be a beneficiary of the upcoming toll road infrastructure, such as the Jakarta to Cikampek 2 toll road that will operate in 2024, which has access to Johor 2 toll road. Additionally, there are the Cibitung to Cilincing toll road and the upcoming Cimanggis to Cibitung toll that will start to operate by the end of this year of 2023. It will connect Cikarang and Karawang to the vital infrastructure point such as Soekarno-Hatta International Airport and the Tanjung Priok Seaport. Unfortunately, the sector is not immune to COVID and government-mandated lockdown. In the first quarter of 2020, total inquiries dropped to minus 19.4% and slumped further to minus 36.5% in the third quarter of 2021 due to the COVID-19 second wave. However, with the recovering global macroeconomics, the demand towards the industrial sectors is able to bounce back and grow by 57.2% in the third quarter of 2022. During the third and fourth quarter of 2022, we have also captured a significant increase on the industrial inquiries in Central Java. In the third quarter of 2022, the demand indeed increased by 129.8%. Also in the fourth quarter of 2022, it increased again by 24.1%. Kendal and Demak both have recorded outstanding increases. This trend were aligned with the relocation of several companies from West Java to Central Java, especially the heavy labored ones. The moving is mainly based on the fact that Central Java has a lower minimum wage, thus cutting down the production cost of the companies. We also provide you the valuable information and research for your potential property investment. Visit our YouTube channel rumah123.com right now. Property people, to identify further the trend of housing market within the industrial cities, we have tried to capture the number of inquiries median price, and supply proportion of each city. We can see another colorful graph right here that for West Java, housing demand in Cikarang is generally higher than Karawang. In the first quarter of this year, 2023, the total demand in Cikarang have contributed to 74.5% of the overall demand. Now, in general, industrial activities within these two areas are similar since Karawang is the extension of Cikarang's industrial activities, but with relatively lower cost and pricing. Currently, several existing major developers in Cikarang have enhanced the area by providing more comprehensive facilities and amenities to cater to the people, and these include residential and commercial developments. With the COVID-19 pandemic occurring in the first quarter of 2020, we have recorded a 26.8% drop in the second quarter of 2020. The percentage kept getting low afterwards, but it was able to recover in the third quarter of 2022 and increase up to 54%. In the first quarter of 2023, the demand in these areas exceeded the demand in 2019 for when before the pandemic happened, indicating faster recovery compared to Central Java and East Java. The growing demand for industrial estates and new developments in Karawang will create a new market for residentials which cater to the workers of the logistic or manufacture companies. Next up, unlike West Java, the cities in Central Java, especially Batang, Kendal, and Demak, are newly established industrial areas with several developments that started construction around 2016. In general, the housing demand here is still fluctuating because the industrial estates themselves are still up and coming. The demand have dropped by 28.9% in the second quarter of 2020, and further in the fourth quarter of 2020, it dropped to 38%. In the first quarter of 2022, however, there was a press release on the 1 trillion investment in Batang by 3 notable companies, which might have affected the property market speculation within those areas. It is further reflected in our platform with a significant demand increase in the first quarter of 2022. Kendal Industrial Park, or also known as KIP, developed in 2016, is the first industrial estate in Central Java. Now, back in 2019, KIP officially became a special economic zone, having the highest inquiries proportion at 56.1%. By September 2022, it was already occupied by 80 tenants, which mostly are in the labor-intensive industries such as fashion, electronics, furniture, and packaging. Benchmarking on more established industrial-driven cities like this in West Java, Central Java cities are expected to be potentially there for investment in the future, both for residential and commercial. Moreover, with a significantly lower minimum wage compared to West Java, Central Java can be attractive to manufacturing or logistic investors due to its lower production costs. In 2023, the Regency minimum wage in Batang, Kendal, and Demak were recorded at 2.28 million rupiah, 2.51 million rupiah, and 2.8 million rupiah respectively. While in Karawang and Cikarang, the minimum wage were recorded at 5.14 million rupiah and 5.18 million rupiah respectively. Property people, in terms of inquiries, similar to West Java and Central Java, the demand in East Java was also impacted significantly by the COVID-19 pandemic. We can see right here, again with a colorful graph, that the results have shown that in the second quarter of 2020, the demand in East Java dropped by 26% and it dropped further by 40% in the fourth quarter. However, we can see right here that it is able to recover in the first quarter of 2022, increasing up to 46%. Gresik Industrial Estate, or Kawasan Industri Gresik, has been developed since 1990. Therefore, the market has already been established for a longer period of time compared to Batang, Kendal, or Demak. There's also Java Integrated Industrial and Ports Estate by AKR, which is among the newer industrial developments. Now, similar to West Java, housing developments are mainly catering to the demand generated from the industrial activities. Although residentials in Gresik and Sidoarjo also cater to people who frequent Surabaya. Surabaya-Gresik infrastructure that has been operated since 1993 eases the accessibility between the two areas. With the economic recovery in 2022 to the first quarter of 2023, the demand for residentials in East Java seemed to follow through, although similar to Central Java, we have yet to see if the recovery exceeds the pre-pandemic level. Property people, to compare housing median prices between areas, Cikarang and Karawang recorded median prices of 876.7 million rupiah and 808.3 million rupiah, respectively. We can see right here on the graph that the number is relatively higher compared to other areas. Those located in Central Java of Batang, Kendal, and Demak recorded the lowest median price at 411.7 million rupiah, 279.7 million rupiah, and 453.3 million rupiah, respectively. Housing in East Java of Gresik, Sidoarjo, and Mojokerto recorded median prices of 617.5 million rupiah, 963.3 million rupiah, and 829.2 million rupiah, respectively. The median price indicates that the more established areas, such as West Java and East Java, have higher median prices for housing. It also shows further potential increases in Central Java, which areas are still developing. We can see the graph of pie chart right here that in terms of supply, in the first quarter of 2023, the housing supply have recorded in our platform is concentrated within Sidoarjo at 42.3%, Gresik at 23.3%, and Cikarang at 19.4%. The high supply for Sidoarjo and Gresik is a result of their nearby industrial activities and respective roles as the satellite of Surabaya. The newly developed areas such as Batang, Kendal, and Demak have also contributed 0.5%, 2.3%, and 1.4% respectively. The supply composition is consistent with the maturity of the area and its intensity and magnitude of economic activity. Property people, in conclusion, the inquiries for both housing and industrial estate were indeed affected significantly by the pandemic, causing the demand to decrease. However, both sectors are able to recover back in 2022, aligning with the economic recovery. New and upcoming industrial estate developments in Central Java and East Java are projected to be potential for housing investors since they will have a wide market segmentation mainly generated from the industrial activities within the area. As for the established areas such as Cikarang and Karawang, there is a high potential for a profitable rental market targeting expatriates and employees on higher or managerial levels in the industry. Having good accessibility and serving as satellite cities of Surabaya, housing market in Gresik and Sidoarjo mainly cater to the industrial workers in the area and those who frequent Surabaya either for professional or educational purposes. West Java, since it's located closer to the cities, have shown a faster rebound as for total inquiries in the first quarter of 2023 that have exceeded the pre-pandemic condition. We think that it's also interesting to see the future industrial estates outside of Java, especially those with a focus on the smelter, natural resources, and electric vehicle-related industries. Property people, research and insightful information are essential when it comes to earning maximum profit from your property investment. Now, with that in mind, we provide you with a more credible research and in-depth insight in property business. because only for you, Rumah 123 selalu ada buat kamu. My name is Karina Basrayon. This is Property Insight, and see you in the next episode.